channel. If you're new here, welcome. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can achieve this spirit makeup look from the video game Dead by Daylight. Now the spirit is actually from a relatively new chapter in Dead by Daylight, which is called Shattered Bloodlines, which basically she gets her own map, her own character, like all of this fun stuff to kind of just, you know, keep the game interesting and keep people wanting more. Anyways, what actually inspired me to do the spirit, besides the fact that she was a new character at the time, was the fact that I did a Wendigo from Until Dawn last year. I kind of want to be able to incorporate video game makeup looks onto my channel, especially during Halloween, just because I feel like it's really cool to see how I can replicate a movie makeup look and kind of make it my own, but I wanted to be able to do the same thing with video games, just because I feel like in a way that's kind of some uncharted territory. You see a few makeup artists being able to do that and really pursuing that on their channel, but I want to be able to pull some of that into mine as well. So anyways, with that being said, if you guys are interested in seeing how you can make this spirit makeup look, then just keep watching. Hey guys, so to get started, we're actually going to be styling our wig. You're just going to be needing this black fashion wig. I got this from Spirit Halloween. I got this because a lot of it was already teased, so it made my job a lot easier. You're just going to be applying this onto a nice styrofoam head and making sure to pin it with T-pins. Once that's done, we're going to be sectioning off the wefts of hair. The wefts are the nice straight lines of hair that is sewn in. This makes styling so much easier, and since there's so much hair in this wig and a lot of wefts, you're going to take the top half of the wig and go ahead and section that off. Then you're going to go ahead and brush out the areas of the hair that you've already had sectioned. I take about 5 to 6 wefts for about each one, and then you're going to individually take each single weft and go ahead and tease that weft individually. So I'm going to start at the base, and you're going to be pushing in the hair, making sure to lock it, and you're going to be lifting the hair up to make sure that that is the way it is standing, and you're going to be teasing it all the way up to the very tip of the hair to where you don't have any more to tease. The hairspray that I highly recommend for this project is the Got To Be Glued Freeze Spray hairspray. This stuff works wonders for styling wigs, especially when you have to tease or separate certain sections. So you're going to be spraying this mostly at the base, and then I recommend taking a fan or a hair dryer and just drying that, and then go ahead and freeze the very front of the area that you teased, and then you're going to go ahead and set that back so you can go ahead and tease the next weft of hair. Once again, making sure to lock that hair down so that you have a lot of the tease at the base at the hair. This is really going to help make it stick straight up, and then you're once again going to go ahead and spray the base before moving on to spraying the rest of the hair, and then you're going to be going ahead once that is done and separating out more sections of hair. I would say that the hardest part of this entire process is separating the wefts. So if you would like to go ahead and get multiple clips and separate 5 to 6 wefts out individually before you begin the teasing process, I would actually highly recommend that, only because it gets a little trickier once you have a bunch of teased hair to keep sectioning out and making sure that you aren't mixing them in and then brushing out the wrong areas. So that was the trickiest part about all of this. And then you're just continuing to tease the rest of the hair. Once you get to the side pieces, I'm just making sure to try and make them stick as straight up as possible. I'm sorry that my camera didn't really get all of this, but the great thing about this wig is because a large portion of the very top of the wig was already teased, it definitely made this job a lot easier for me once I got to the front of the wig. Then I went ahead and put the wig on a little hanger, and then you're just going to be lightly brushing it out, mostly just to create some straight pieces, but without getting rid of the tease itself. And I'm just going to be making sure to hairspray all of it. Once again, making sure to be hairspraying the base nicely. And I'm actually going to be letting this hang upside down for a few days before I actually film the tutorial, just so the weight can pull the hair straight. So whenever you put it on your head, it actually will stand straight up, because that is how the glue dried. Next, we're going to be moving on to the actual makeup. So to start off, you want to get a nice, perfectly round water bottle. I got one that didn't have ridges because that just made the little glass shards look better. And so I would say the most difficult part about this was trying to get off this sticker. It was quite pesky. It did not want to lift, and I'm just struggling so hard with it. So please enjoy my misery for a brief commercial break while I go scream.
I'm gonna kill myself!
And I'm just going to grab a nice mini saw, and you're just going to go ahead and saw a little hole into the bottle. Honestly, it's so hard to get holes into round surfaces like this, so I'm just using the saw to get a tiny hole before taking scissors to cut off the top of the water bottle. You're then going to be cutting out different shapes and sizes for little glass pieces that are going to be sticking out of your body, so you have a nice variety to choose from. Now that that mini prep work is done, you're going to be taking your Mare on Paradise paint in light blue and just applying this all over your face and neck. We can move down to the body later, but because spirit gum is best applied on bare skin, we're just going to worry about that later on. If you guys are ever worried about streaks, I highly recommend the IT Cosmetics Airbrush Foundation Brush. This stuff is perfect for body painting. It literally just completely buffs out every streak that you might have, so this was my best friend for this look. I'm then going to be taking my Graftobian Pro Paint in Catalina Blue and applying this on to the neck to kind of add some contour and shadows. This was really great to accentuate the muscles on your neck to kind of make yourself look like you're straining from all that screaming and spooping that you're doing. You're then going to be taking your Graftobian Pro Paint in Magenta, and we're going to be lightly applying this around the eye area and blending it out with our fingers. We're going to be creating a nice wash of some purplish pink under our eyes and around our eyes. Once again, I highly recommend having a reference photo because that is going to be really helpful throughout this entire process to try and replicate it as best as possible. And I'm also going to be applying this around the mouth as well before taking my airbrush foundation brush once again and just applying this right over top to just kind of help make this look like it is actually part of your skin and not like it's just sitting on top like paint does. You're then going to be taking your Graftobian Pro Paint in Wild Violet, and taking this, you're going to be applying it right under your eyes and streaking it down your cheeks to kind of create almost a tear-stained effect. And once again, you want to do this lightly so that it's not too intense, and you're going to be applying this onto your eyes as well, and also applying it around your mouth like you did the Magenta. Next, I'm going to be taking my Jaclyn Hill Morphe eyeshadow palette, taking the black eyeshadow, and I'm going to be applying this around my face and bringing it down my neck. If you look at the reference photos, she actually has a very large black shadow on her neck caused by her head, so I'm just going to be applying that onto the neck, accentuating my cheekbones and my forehead as well. And if you need to, feel free to go ahead and take your airbrush foundation brush and just blend this out to make sure that it kind of, once again, looks like your skin and it's all one piece. And you also want to make sure that you have some angry expression lines between your eyebrows as well. Next, you're going to be going back into your black eyeshadow and you're going to be creating some more expression lines from your eyebrows lifting up to kind of create some forehead wrinkles. Next, you're going to be taking your Graftobian Pro Paint in Wild Violet, and you're going to be taking that onto your temples and just lightly blending it down to kind of just add some more of that purple up there as well. Then you're going to be applying that around the cheeks even more to help bring it down towards your jaw. I'm then going to be taking my Maybelline Lasting Drama eyeliner in Sleek Black and just applying that to my upper lash line before going into my Morphe Jaclyn Hill eyeshadow palette, taking the black eyeshadow and just smoking out that eyeliner. I don't want it to be too harsh, but we definitely want to accentuate the shape of our eyes. Since our eyes are going to be whited out, you really want that to be a nice bold statement. I'm also going to be applying a little bit to my lower lash line as well before taking my Maybelline Lasting Drama eyeliner and applying that to my lower waterline. I'm then going to be taking my Graftobian Pro Paint in Graveyard Gray, and you're going to be applying this under your eyes a little bit. This is kind of where we really try to mimic that tear-stained effect because she almost looks like she has been sobbing for like an eternity, so we're just going to lighten up that area a little bit. We're then going to be taking our NYX Liquid Suede in Stone Fox and just applying this all over our lips. I'm then going to be taking my Maybelline Bold Lipstick in Midnight Blue and just applying this on the lips a little bit just to help add a hint of blue. Then we're going to be going back with an eyeshadow brush and just blending this out a little bit so it's nice and fuzzy around the edges, so it kind of looks like that really creepy effect where you have shadow around your mouth. I also went ahead and added a little bit of black eyeshadow all over my face as well just to help darken up some areas. We're then going to be taking our Tarte Lights Caramel Lashes mascara and just applying that through our eyelashes. There isn't a lot going on here. She doesn't have anything accentuating her eyelash length really, so I'm just going ahead and just adding a little bit of color to this to help them stand out a bit. We're going to be moving on to the chest piece, so you're just going to be taking some spirit gum and applying a little bit onto your chest and onto your plastic shard, making sure it's tacky before setting it, and you want to hold it until it is completely dry. This could be like 5 minutes, but you don't want this tipping over. Then we're going to be stabilizing it with some liquid latex, applying it around the area, and then taking some cotton balls and doing the exact same thing just to kind of help build it up and blending out the edges, and doing the exact same thing to a second shard as well. You're then going to be taking your Madalyn Paradise paint in light blue on your airbrush foundation brush and just applying this all over the body except for your shoulder where we're still going to be adding a few more shards. Once again, you want to be able to apply the spirit gum on your actual skin instead of makeup preferably, so I just left that open while we moved on to our Catalina blue body paint, and we're just going to be accentuating the collarbones. So once again, you can make this look streaky and artistic if you would like, and we're actually going to be going into our Magenta body paint once again, and you're just going to be applying this around the collarbone and also taking some all over the body. I decided to apply it to the blurring foundation brush and just kind of lightly stippling it over the body to help add a little bit more discoloration. And you want to accentuate the areas around the cuts themselves as well, just to kind of help make them look raised. We're then going to be going into our Madalyn Paradise paint in red and our Madalyn Paradise paint in black and kind of lightly mixing them together on the brush, and then we're going to be creating the nice large gash on the right side of our body before going ahead and gluing on the rest of the pieces of plastic. Honestly, at this point, I just went ahead and had a light layer of body paint on, and it was easier to glue than you would think. It's if you have a lot of layers of makeup that it's not going to be as tacky and stick. We're then going to be taking our Graftobian Pro Paint in Graveyard Gray again and creating the nice highlights in the muscles on our neck. This is just a better alternative than white, so it's not too bright, before going back into our Madalyn Paradise paint in red, and you're going to be applying this around the cuts. She always has like these kind of burgundy color around the cuts, so you just kind of want to help irritate and accentuate that as well. And last but not least, you're going to be taking your Necessary Evil pitch black mouth effects and just adding a few droplets into your mouth. And that is the completed look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to see next. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel so you can see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me this Halloween season. I absolutely loved every single look I created, and I loved every single one of you who decided to follow me along on this journey, and I'm very grateful for every single one of you. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!